learners, thank you for tuning in for our math literacy practice and application section on bank and transport tariffs. The first practice question is based on Kim. Kim wants help with her bank. She says there are some errors on an SMS she received regarding her bank fees for the month. Here is Kim's bank fee structure for 2023. A says, state one reason why the bank charges fees. Why do you think the bank will charge fees? The bank will charge fees because of administration purposes, so that the people who are busy with the administration of your bank or managing your bank then are able to get a remuneration of some sort. So that is the basic reason why they will charge you those fees. An example would be an SMS that you will get that indicates that there's money in or money out. Somebody is there, or there's a computer that is set by someone that updates you on such information. So that person needs remuneration for that. B says, calculate her fee for depositing 1,000 rand. Let's go to the fee structure. We check. Deposit fees are 2 rand plus 1 rand for every 100 rand. So now the first thing is you need to know how many 100 rands do we have in 1,000. So we can say 1,000. Let's try and do it manually. And 100. Let's try and do it manually. So it means we'll say 1 0 down, 1 0 down, 1 0 down, 1 0 down. So what is 10 rand divided by 1 rand? The rand and the rand will also be down. Then we are left with 10 rand and a 1 rand. Therefore, 10 divided by 1 gives us 10. So it means that we've got 10 100 rands in 1,000 rand. Therefore, we can now calculate the depositing fees. We say fee is equals to 2 rand plus 1 rand multiplied by 10 because of the 100. There are 10 100 rands in 1,000 rand. Therefore, we start with what is in the bracket. 1 rand times 10 gives us 10 rand. Then 10 rand plus 2 rand will give us 12 rand. So you can see with this one, we really did not need our calculator. We used our calculators in our brains. We go to the next question. The next question says, Kim made a deposit of 1,000 rand, 2 stop orders, and 3 card purchases. She paid 20 rand 50 cent bank fees and claims that she was overcharged. She claims that this 20 rand 50 cent was more than what she expected. Verify her claim. Firstly, we have to now calculate these fees individually. We start with the deposit fees. Deposit fee we already calculated in our previous question, and the fee for deposit was 12 rand. Then we move on to the next one. We calculate the fee for the stop orders. The reason why we are still using the very same 12 rand is because the deposit amount is still the same. So we are taking that it's the same deposit that Kim made in the previous question. So 2 stop orders. 2 stop orders, we are given the charge for stop orders is 2 rand 50 regardless the amount. But this 2 rand 50 is for each stop order. It's not for all the stop orders that have been made. So for each and every stop order, you will be charged 2 rand 50. So how many stop orders did Kim make? She made 2 of them. So it means we're going to say for the stop order, I will abbreviate it as SO. And then we have 2 rand 50 cent multiplied by 2. What is 2 rand 50 multiplied by 2? When you have 2 rand 50 and 2 rand 50, already you know that 2 and 2 will give us 4. 50 and 50 will give us 1. 1 rand plus that 4 gives us 5 rand. So you don't need a calculator for such. So we have 5 rand. Then we go to the 3 card purchases. 3 card purchases, a card purchase is charged at 1 rand regardless of the amount. So it's not affected by the amount that you bought stuff with. So it is 1 rand for each of them. How many card purchases did she make? She made 3 of them. So it means for the card purchase, I will abbreviate it as CP. Then we have 1 rand multiplied by 3. What is 1 times 3? Any number multiplied by 1 is that number. So we get 3. Now we've got the total. We've got all the charges. So we can find the total charges. So we'll say total charges is equals to the 12 rand plus the 5 rand for the stop orders plus the 3 rand for the card purchases. So what is 12 rand plus 5? It gives us 17 rand. What is 17 rand plus 3? It gives us 20 rand. So it means Kim was supposed to pay 20 rand for her bank fees. But if we look at the statement, she said she paid 20 rand 50 cents. So she was overcharged by an extra 50 cents. Therefore, the claim is what? Her claim is valid because she was claiming that she was overcharged. Therefore, her claim is valid. She was indeed overcharged. Move on to the next question. Mr. Moy is planning to travel with his family during the school holidays. She wants to use ABC train tourist class, and these are the prices that we are given from place to place. How much will it cost him and his 8-year-old son to travel to Durban from Johannesburg? Now, before you analyze or before you start answering question, you need to read and analyze whatever financial document that you've been given. So we have ABC train tourist class. The tourist class fare for 0 to 9 years. Any child that is between the ages of 0 and 9 years old will be discounted 50% off the adult fare. So the tourist fares and routes are given below, and the fares are in rands per person. So they're traveling from where? From Durban to Johannesburg. From Durban to Johannesburg. So it means this is the amount you are looking for. But what is this amount? This is the amount for an adult. So it means Mr. Moy will pay 310 rand. But Mr. Moy's son, because he's 8 years old, he will pay 50% less than that. So it means to calculate Mr. Moy's son's travel fare will be 310 multiplied by 50 over 100, which gives us, what is 310 divided by 50 over 100? Let's punch it on our calculator. 310 multiplied by 50 divided by 100, it gives us 155 rand. 155 rand. But he wants to know how much it will cost him for both of them. So we need to find the total. So we are saying the total will be 310, which is Mr. Moy's cost, plus his son's, which is 155. So when we add the two, say 155 plus 310 there, what do you get? I'm getting 465 rand. So it will cost Mr. Moy 465 rand to travel to Durban from Johannesburg. B says, how much is a return trip for an adult from Johannesburg to Cape Town? Return trip, what does a return trip mean? It means you are going and coming back. So it means it is the distance multiplied by 2, or it is the travel fare multiplied by 2. So they say an adult is going from where? The adult is going from Johannesburg to Cape Town. So it means this is the fare we are looking for. So we are calculating the cost. We are going to say cost is equals to 580. This will only be the amount if ever this person was just going. But this person is going and coming back. Therefore, we need to multiply it by what? By 2, because it's a return trip. What is 580 times 2? We get 1,660. So you're going to spend 1,160 rand to travel to Cape Town and Joburg, going and coming back. Question 3 says, Mr. Mbele decided to travel with his family of 5, himself, his wife, and his 8-year-old twins and a nanny from Johannesburg to Port Elizabeth. He receives a package deal that discounts him 20% of the total travel cost. So it's his wife, himself, and the nanny. It's 3 adults. Then the 8-year twins is 2 younger than 9 years old, which get 50%. So now we can check from where is he traveling, from Johannesburg to Port Elizabeth. From Johannesburg to Port Elizabeth, which is 420. We've got all the information we need. Now we can go to the questions. So the question A says, calculate the total cost for the family. So the family is a family of 5. So now we calculate the adult cost first. For adults, we'll say, for adults, how much is the trip? We said from Johannesburg to where? To Port Elizabeth. So each adult will pay 430. How many are they? There's 3 of them. Is Mr. Mbele, his wife, and the nanny. So we're going to say 420 multiplied by 3. What is 420 times 3? Let's do it on our calculators. 420 times 3. I'm getting 1,000. It's 1,000. 260 Rand for the adults only. Then we've got the two twins, right? So each twin will get 50% less than the amount of an adult. So let's calculate the discount first. 420 will be discounted by 50%. So we say 420 multiplied by 50 over 100. What is 420 times 50 over 100? 420 times 50 over 100. Are we doing it together? We get 210. It means each child will pay 210. But how many are they? There's two of them. So we multiply it by 2. We are still getting the same amount. 420 times 2, it gives us 210 multiplied by 2 gives us 420. Okay, then now we can calculate the total cost for Mr. Mbela's family. So we'll say cost is equals to their cost, adult cost, which is 1,260, plus the twins cost, which is 420. Let's punch it. We have 1,260 plus 420. It gives us 1,680 rands. So this is what Mr. Mbele will pay for traveling from Johannesburg to Port Elizabeth with a family of 5. Question B says, how much did Mr. Mbele save for taking the package deal? Remember when we read our statement, it said that he's going to get a 20% discount from the total cost. Right, so now we have to calculate how much is he going to save. So he is going to pay 1,000, can we go back and find the value? It's 1,680. So we write it down, 1,680. They say they are discounting him how much? 20%. So when they discount him 20%, it means we can use percentage decrease, which is going to be percentage. We know it's out of 100. So when we discount 20, it means we are subtracting 20%. So it means the remaining amount that you will pay is actually 80%. Therefore, it means Mr. Mbele will pay 80% of this amount. Then we divide it by 80. There are definitely two methods of doing it, and we're going to treat both methods. So what is 1,680 multiplied by 80 over 100? This gives us the discounted price is 1,344. It means Mr. Mbele will pay 1,344. If we are doing it using the other method, we first calculate 20% of 1,680. So we'll say the discount. Let's just write it that it's discount. We say 1,000. Let me write it nicely. 1,680 times 20 over 100. What is 1,680 times 20 divided by 100? We get 336. This 336, it is the discount from which amount? From this total amount. So we have to subtract it. So we're going to say the final amount will be this 1,680 minus 336. So what is 1,680 minus 336? We must get the very same amount, which is 1,344. But this does not answer our question. We have to go back to the question and check what it required. The question said, how much did Mr. Mbele save by taking the package deal? So we want to know from the discount given, how much did he save? So we have to subtract the total cost from the discounted cost. So we're going to say the difference is equals to 1,680 minus 1,344. Let's find the difference. 1,680 minus 1,344. We get 336. This is the same amount that we actually calculated here. So we just decided to take the long way around it, but for better understanding. So this is the amount that Mr. Mbele has saved. C says, express Mr. Mbele's discounted amount as a percentage of the total cost. As a percentage. So it means as a percentage, whatever we do, we must multiply by 100. So they say express the discounted amount as a percentage. So it means whatever we do, we must divide. What are we dividing by what? We are dividing the discounted amount by the total cost. Therefore, we'll say the discounted amount was 336. I hope you had that noted down. And the total cost was 1,680. Therefore, we want to know what percentage did he really save. So we are going to say 336 divided by 1680 multiplied by 100, which gives us 20%. So we can see that already this question was leading because it required us to calculate the discount while they told us that the discount is 20%. So they wanted us to check whether was the discount really 20% of the total amount. Actually, the discount was 20% of the actual amount. Let's take a quick break and get refreshed, then we'll continue afterwards.